Pittsburgh Steelers just had a shocking report regarding a new quarterback in Pittsburgh for the future. My name is Peyton Kleppe. Today is today's episode of Steelers Digest. Real quick, if you guys are not subscribed, click that subscribe button down below. Only 9% of our viewers are currently subscribed. So if you click that subscribe button, you guys are going to get the latest Steelers news regarding draft rumors, trade rumors, free agency rumors. Anything regarding the Steelers that is worth talking about, we're going to make a video every single day about it. So just click that subscribe button, like the video, it's really going to help us out. Let's get right into the news. This is a cool report today that I'm really happy about a player that I really like, and I'd love to see in Pittsburgh as we move forward into this 2025-2026 season. Let's get right into it. So, Coach Tomlin, Mike Tomlin, met with Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers in the draft process. He met with him at the draft. This is definitely a big rumor for the Pittsburgh Steelers as we are looking for a new quarterback for next season. As we know, we are still trying to sign either Russ or Fields. A lot of fans are looking more towards Fields. A lot of reports have come out that Tomlin likes Fields, but owner Art Rooney really prefers Russell Wilson. Hopefully, we'll end up just signing Fields for about a 2-year, 3-year deal. Just feel him out for the next couple of years. But as we know, Russell Wilson and his time in Pittsburgh's probably up, if not, probably just one more year. So, but anyways, this rumor is definitely huge. Ewers has been the starter at Texas for the past 3-4 years, and he's played very well for Texas. Texas was a program that, in the 2010s, they were not doing so great. They really didn't have a lot of great players. But recently they've really played a lot better than they did the past couple years. They even have Arch Manning, the nephew of Eli and Peyton Manning, at quarterback. So now that Ewers is going into the draft, expect Arch Manning to be the next quarterback for the Texas Longhorns. That's going to be real crazy down in Texas. I will be watching, as probably 90% of America. That's a big name in Texas, and he's following up Ewers, who played very well for them too. Ewers is a great quarterback. He's mobile. He's got a great arm. But the real meeting between him and Coach Tomlin was less about playing and more about his mindset and his academics and his mind. It was less about his on the field play and more about just what's up here. Because your brain and your smartness in football is definitely very big. And yes, athletic ability and what you can do on the field is obviously super important, but that decision making and that brain is definitely something that's underrated. And a lot of quarterbacks, you got to be smart in the NFL. You can't be no dope. So, but anyways, Coach Tomlin met with Ewers and he asked him about his GPA. He asked him about his grades and just stuff like that. These are questions that as a player and as a fan, you usually would be like, what are you even talking about? But if you look deeper, it's definitely something that is very important. So Ewers, this was taken from CBS Sports. This is a quote from them. Ewers said that Coach Tomlin wanted to know what his final GPA was. It was around 3.3, 3.4, as he said. I just wrote it down. He wrote it down in his notebook. You know what they say, C's get degrees, but I didn't finish school. That didn't put me on the board to draw up plays, which really, to them and the other teams, they're really trying to get to know me. And, it really looks like the Steelers will be at the pro day for Quinn Ewers. And, he said here, he's sure he'll have conversations after with them and a lot of other teams as we move forward into this draft process. Quinn Ewers has been great for Texas. And if you just look at this guy, he just looks like a West PA boy. He looks like he'll fit in right with Steel City. I'd love to get Ewers, whether or not he goes. I don't really know when he's going to go in the draft because of the draft's quarterback draft stock. Yes, they have Cam Ward, Shadur Sanders, and a lot of other guys that are projected to go in the first round, but it leaves guys like Ewers up for grabs later on in the draft. And if we can snag this guy in the second or third round, maybe even later than that, I'd love him. He played very well at Texas. I believe he did get injured a few times. He was not the starter his whole tenure there, but this guy's great, and having a 3.3, 3.4 in college is definitely not easy. As I know, I did not even have that. So, got to give it up to Ewers. He's the man. Hopefully he can back it up on the field. But, I'd really like to see what Coach T has in store for this guy, especially for the Steelers. If we draft him, I don't expect him to be the day one starter. He'd probably sit behind Justin Fields and or Russ regarding, depending on what Steelers do with that situation. And I'd like that too, as we've seen with a lot of quarterbacks, they need time to develop. Just throwing them right under center their first rookie year is definitely not ideal for most quarterbacks, unless your name is Jaden Daniels. But other than that, a lot of these guys have not started their first year. Look at Mahomes. He was on the bench his first year. He started one game at the end of the year for the Chiefs. Look at Lamar. He sat behind Joe Flacco for a year. He learned the reins. And yes, they obviously changed the offense up for Lamar, but he did have a year where he had to sit on the bench and kind of learn before he get his first start. So, that's definitely ideal nowadays in the NFL. I would not want my quarterback to start immediately. Jalen Hurts too. I'm pretty sure he had to sit under Carson Wentz for at least half the season before Doug Peterson started him. So, all of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, well, not all of them, but a lot of them have, they've had to sit behind a quarterback and really learn the offense, learn the game in the NFL, because obviously it's a much different game than college football. It's a lot faster. You're playing against the top competition. So, letting a guy sit behind a pro is definitely something that is definitely important in nowadays NFL. Look at Sam Darnold with the Jets. They threw him straight under center as soon as they drafted him. He looked like garbage when he first started, but as we know and as we've seen, as he's progressed in his career and he's learned more about the NFL, he's become a great NFL starter. I'm not saying I want him here in Pittsburgh. Trust me, I would not want to give him all his money. I don't know how long this streak's gonna last with him, but it just shows that quarterbacks nowadays, they need to learn and they need to sit behind a veteran and just learn their offense, learn the NFL game, learn what to do, what not to do before they really. Even Jordan Love, I forgot about him. He got drafted and he didn't start for 2-3 years after Aaron Rodgers was playing. So I'd love to get Quinn Ewers in the draft. I love watching him at Texas. I love his personality. I love all that hair, that beard. I think he'd fit in perfect in Pittsburgh. But I don't know about you guys. There's some other quarterbacks that are out in this draft that we'll see if the quarterback or if Steelers go after. We got the guy from Alabama, Jalen Milroe, Kenny Pickett 2.0 with the small hands. He apparently has the smallest hands in NFL draft history or something crazy like that. But if I had to go quarterback this year in the draft, and the options were what the options are now, I go with Ewers. Don't pick him in the first round, but take him in the second, take him in the third. I don't expect this guy to go first round, so if we could pick him up later in the draft, that would be awesome. I expect Steelers to go O-line or D-line probably first round once again. Maybe a cornerback or wide receiver, but we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully the Steelers snag this guy in the draft, but we got to see. We got to see what the con artist and Mike Tomlin got to do to get that 7th Lombardi trophy. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks again. Go Steelers. Thanks so much. Peace out, boys.